So, what do you crave? Well, that question might lead to chocolate, it might lead to coffee. But Jesus said that for real happiness, we shouldn't crave what's temporary. We should crave something else. Jesus said, to be happy, crave justice and good. Well, good morning, and welcome to 755 Live. For about 5 minutes, you'll hear all about easy to remember soundbite versions of what Jesus said. And the point is to help you experience life to the fullest the Jesus way. Today's Jesus said comes from Matthew 5:6, and you can find a different command of Jesus in our Bible reading plan at bible.today.church every weekday. Today we're going to read this passage in a couple of different versions, and we'll start with the New Living Translation. God blesses those who hunger and thirst for justice, for they will be satisfied. Another translation, the NET, it's very similar, but one very important difference. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be satisfied. Now, going back, the NLT says, if those that thirst for justice, and then we have those who thirst for righteousness. So what is it? Is it righteousness or is it justice that we should thirst for or crave? Well, the Greek word here actually means both of those things. It means, in a broad sense, someone who is righteous, the condition acceptable to God, a state of integrity, virtue, purity, correctness. But in a narrower sense, it also means justice, or the virtue that gives each one his due. So Jesus said that we should crave righteousness and justice because the word means both of those things. Crave justice and good. Now, this Jesus said is from a part of what we call the Beatitudes, or what I like to call the Be Happies. And this is a sermon that Jesus was giving, and basically the points of the Beatitudes are a blueprint for living in the kingdom. And he said if we crave or hunger and thirst for good things, then we'll be satisfied. In Matthew 19:7, a lady said that Jesus was good. And Jesus said, "Why do you call me good? There's none good but God." You see, we need to crave that kind of goodness. And that kind of goodness includes justice. And what does that look like? Righteousness and justice. Micah 6:8 tells us, it says, "He has told you, O man, what is good and what the Lord, or Yahweh, really wants from you. He wants you to promote justice, to be faithful, and to live obediently before your God." Crave both justice and goodness, living in obedience before God. In our culture today, unfortunately, even the definition of justice has been hijacked, and not by one side or the other, by both sides. And you can't do the right thing the wrong way. So what does justice actually look like? Well, justice is like Jesus. There is no real justice without Jesus. And, there's a lot of talk about social justice, economic justice, all the hot button issues of today on both sides. But where is Jesus? Where is our obedience to what's good? Because we can't fight for justice in a way that is not like Jesus and still be following Jesus. It's not about our opinions. It is about God's goodness and obeying the things that Jesus said to do. And it's not easy in our culture, because if you don't fall in line with the extremes on either side and what they promote, watch out. They'll be after you. But also, that leads to happiness too. That leads to the same kind of blessing. Matthew 5:10, Jesus said, "Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to them." So if we hunger, if we crave after God's goodness and justice, be ready to be misunderstood and persecuted for it. But the blessing, the happiness, even eternal life is worth it. So what are you craving like your life depended on it? Jesus said, to be happy, crave justice and good or righteousness. How can you put that into action today? Thank you so much for listening. If this is meaningful to you, it does mean a lot when you like it, when you share it, when you comment. I really appreciate you. And I hope that you have an amazing day. And I hope this time together has helped you live life to the fullest the Jesus way. And remember, follow Jesus today. Love first.